many people in the world who really don't understand. Freedom has many difficulties, but we have never had to put a wall up to keep our people in. Freedom is indivisible. And when one man is enslaved, all are not free.
Modern war has become a struggle for men's minds as well as for their bodies. Today we face an enemy who spends enormous sums of money and manpower all over the globe in an attempt to subvert the thinking of the people of the free world, to confuse, divide, and ultimately to subjugate.
It is a contest unlike any we have ever faced in our history as a nation.
Contest for the minds and hearts of people around the world, all people.
When power corrupts, poetry cleanses. We must never forget that art is not a form of propaganda. It is a form of truth.
Come on, Spooky. Let's play hide and seek.
Nah, let's go out and scare people. Ooh, ooh.
China's Tiangong space station breakthrough in niobium alloys signals major military advancements. January 7th, Chinese astronauts have been conducting an experiment on the Tiangong space station for over 3 years. This experiment, which may seem ordinary but is in fact considered impossible, involves using lasers to illuminate alloy particles suspended in a vacuum chamber, closely observing the particles and recording their subtle changes during the cooling process. Utilizing experimental data obtained in space, Chinese scientists on Earth have successfully manufactured niobium alloys that meet strict industrial standards for the first time. This breakthrough could potentially revolutionize aerospace technology. Niobium alloy turbine blades are reported to withstand temperatures exceeding 1700 degrees Celsius. This material is lighter than commonly used nickel or titanium alloys and offers 3 times the comprehensive strength at high temperatures. As a result, engines made from this material could achieve unprecedented speeds and operational efficiency. However, niobium alloys have 2 major flaws that hinder mass production. The growth of high-strength crystals is extremely slow, requiring nearly 100 hours at 1600 degrees Celsius, and the resulting samples are highly brittle at room temperature, making them unsuitable for engine manufacturing requirements. These challenges have now been addressed by a team led by Wei Bingbo, an academician of the Chinese Academy of Sciences and professor at the School of Physical Science and Technology at Northwestern Polytechnical University. The team developed a new rapid cooling method, achieving production speed of nearly 9 centimeters a second for high-quality niobium silicon crystals. Additionally, by tracing amounts of hafnium, they increased the alloy's room temperature strength by more than 3-fold, meeting the demands of engine assembly lines. Pictured here are the metal niobium. These are rare. Researchers believe that these rare metal niobium could be the key to revolution in the aerospace industry. Thanks to the microgravity environment, Chinese scientists observe unprecedented phenomena, including unique shrinkage structures formed during the rapid solidification of alloys and crystal growth patterns that differ entirely from ground-based experiments. These fundamental scientific discoveries enable Wei's team to gain deeper insights into the physical properties of niobium alloys, driving the development of more practical and efficient preparation methods. Tiangong showcases the pinnacle of China's aerospace technology. Pictured Nai Ha-Xing working aboard the Chinese space station during the Shenzhou 12 mission. South China Morning Post explained that while the International Space Station is larger than China's Tiangong, it prohibits military-related research and requires member nations to share research findings. Years ago, China applied to join the ISS. However, when the ISS was jointly constructed by 16 nations, including the US, Russia, and Japan in 1998, China was excluded due to a space embargo, citing political, financial, and technical reasons. In 2011, the U.S. passed the Wolf Amendment proposed by then-Congressman Frank Rudolph Wolf to ban U.S.-China space cooperation. citing so-called espionage risks, effectively barring China's participation in ISS collaboration. Faced with the U.S. space embargo, China pursued independence, carving its own path in space station development. As widely known, the Tiangong space station, now a national-level space laboratory, has brought many benefits and conveniences to China. Today, the Chinese space station orbits in space, while the International Space Station faces aging and safety concerns such as leaks. Fox News reported on December 31, 2024, that in face of competition from China, the U.S. is advancing the commercialization of space stations, planning to deorbit the ISS and replace it with space stations developed by U.S. companies. However, some worry this idea may follow the same path as U.S. space shuttle program, plagued by delays. By then, China might become the only nation with an operational space station. China's MD-19 wide-range space vehicle successfully completes flight test. High-definition footage revealed a successful test flight of China's domestically developed wide-range space vehicle, specifically a large twin-tailed Scorpion UAV unmanned aerial vehicle was seen carrying an advanced test vehicle named MD-19. The video documented the MD-19 being released at an altitude far above cloud level, after which it transitioned to anonymous flight and safely returned. The footage further confirmed that this wide-range space vehicle has completed 9 test missions over the past 6 years. Notably, the program achieved the world's first near-space launch and retrieval experiment, enabling cross-domain maneuvering and safe return. This is the video of the MD-19. While the name MD-19 may sound unfamiliar, enthusiasts familiar with China's aerospace developments will instantly recognize the renowned MD-22 Mingdu wide-range space vehicle. First unveiled at the 2022 Zhuhai Air Show, the MD-22 is a formidable asset, a 4-ton hypersonic vehicle capable of reaching Mach 7 with a range of 8,000 kilometers, flying at near space altitudes. From its appearance, the MD-19 closely resembles the MD-22 showcased at Zhuhai, leading to reasonable speculation that the MD-19 is likely a scaled-down version of the MD-22. Its reduced size enables it to be carried by the twin-tailed Scorpion UAV, serving as a platform for testing and validating aerodynamic designs of hypersonic vehicles. Implications for strategic bombing platforms like the H-20. The MD-19's successful test flights likely hint at concurrent progress with the larger MD-22 Mingdu, suggesting promising development for China's hypersonic wide-range vehicle program. Given its intercontinental range, near-space altitude capabilities, and speeds exceeding Mach 5, the strategic value of these vehicles to long-range strike missions cannot be overstated. This raises an intriguing question. Does the existence of such advanced hypersonic platforms diminish the relevance of strategic bombers like the H-20? While MD-22 series undeniably possesses unique capabilities to surpass conventional bombers, it is unlikely to make traditional platforms obsolete. For nuclear-capable nations, particularly major global powers, maintaining a diverse and comprehensive nuclear delivery system remains paramount. Each delivery platform, whether bombers, hypersonic vehicles, or other systems, fulfills a specific role within the larger deterrence framework. The greater a variety of delivery systems a nation possesses, the more complex it becomes for an adversary to defend against potential strikes or preemptively neutralize those platforms. This diversity increases the survivability and penetration capabilities of strategic weapons. Conclusion: the strategic value of diversification. The emergence of China's MD-22 Mingdu series highlights the growing sophistication of wide-range hypersonic space vehicles and their strategic potential. However, while these platforms represent a significant advancement, they do not eliminate the need for traditional bombers like the H-20. Instead, they complement existing systems, ensuring a more robust and unpredictable strategic deterrence posture. The richer the variety of delivery systems, the greater the challenge for potential adversaries, who must divide their resources and defense across multiple threats. This layered approach significantly enhances a nation's overall strategic deterrence, survivability, and penetration capabilities in an increasingly complex and competitive global security environment. Tailless fighter-like airframe appears at Chinese jet manufacturer Shenyang's main plant. China's aviation industry closed out 2024 with stunning debut of two previously unseen stealthy combat jets. The country's two preeminent fighter manufacturers, the Chengdu Aircraft Corporation and the Shenyang Aircraft Corporation, are understood to be responsible for one of them. Now, a recent satellite image shows what looks to be yet another next-generation fighter-like airframe or mock-up at Shenyang's main plant in the city of the same name. Planet Labs snapped the satellite image in question on January 1st that shows the object, which is roughly 50 feet or 15 meters long, and has a slightly wider wingspan on a small ramp just off the main taxiway at the northern end of the Shenyang plant located airfield, has a modified diamond-like delta platform with a broad central fuselage which appears to feature two top-mounted engine nacelles. No tail is visible in the image. A slender pointed nose emanates from the main fuselage area. The exhausts appear to have a wedge-like contour to their trailing edge. No landing gear is visible in the shadow, but that does not mean there isn't, based on the resolution of the image and the angle of the light. The object is a yellow or tan coloring, and China does use a distinctive yellow primer for prototype military aircraft. More recent imagery available from Planet does not provide sufficient detail to offer any more insights into the object or show whether or not it has moved since. The intriguing object seen at Shenyang on January 1st could be another concept for next-generation manned tactical combat jet, one in the medium weight class compared to heavier designs we have seen so recently, or an uncrewed combat air vehicle. Crewed or uncrewed, it could also be a demonstrator, just a mock-up, or something else completely. It could also be used as a decoy to throw off foreign intelligence. We really can't tell from what is available to us now. There are some similarities, but also clear differences between what has now been seen at Shenyang and another airframe test article mock-up that appeared in satellite imagery of the airfield adjacent to Chengdu's main plant back in 2021. It also recalls what looked to be mock-ups or even full-scale decoys that emerged at China's remote Lintao air base the following year, though those had their own distinct shape, including forward canards and extremely slender noses. There are also some very broad similarities in certain respects between what has emerged at Shenyang and concept art of Lockheed Martin's X-44 Manta multi-axis no-tail aircraft from the late 1990s and the early 2000s. The Manta design was derived from the F-22 Raptor stealth fighter and, at least to our knowledge, never came to be. Separate satellite imagery has now emerged showing what looks to be a large black-colored mock-up on the deck of China's full-size land-based aircraft carrier test facility in Wuhan. Mock-ups of a Shenyang J-15 carrier-based flanker variant and a J-35 are also visible. It isn't clear what this shape is supposed to represent, but we have seen mock-ups of upcoming carrier-based aircraft show up at this unique facility in the past. As is clear, curious aerospace-related objects have appeared at Chinese facilities in the past, even before the emergence of two new stealth combat jet designs last month. Those aircraft already reflected years of now steadily more advanced crewed and uncrewed military aviation developments in China, as well as a broader modernization push across the People's Liberation Army, PLA, as a whole. It would make good sense that Shenyang and Chengdu, as well as other Chinese state-run aircraft companies, are working on other advanced designs, including in the classified realm, or even have worked on and moved on from concepts that still have yet to be officially disclosed. If they ever are, following the December reveals, eyes are still very much on China to see if anything else emerges. So while the exact nature of what we've now seen in the satellite image of Shenyang remains unclear, its appearance there now is certainly of note.
You'll never grow up to be an honest-to-goodness good ghost if you keep insisting on scaring people.
There is another very important phase of warfare. It has as its target not the body, but the mind of the enemy.
The target of psychological warfare is against the enemy's mind.
It is words and ideas.
The ammunition used by Psywar